Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the match for the 5th place of the Coronation Cup. I am Food Please, and I'm casting today Tyrant Q versus Freddy. This is the first game of their best of 5, and let's see what we have here. It's played on Mega Random, and right from the start we can see this is a crazy map, and Tyrant Q, who is smurfing once again as Food Please because he has problems with his laptop, so he is using my laptop instead. And yeah, he's just now realized that he has 2 town centers and he's only producing from 1 so far. Freddy just now queuing up villagers in his second TC, so both players struggling with this unusual start. Tyrant Q going even for loom, maybe he ran out of food. And Freddy now frantically collecting sheep to get enough food for villager production. Now already we can see that Freddy is a villager ahead, and the Tyrant is very low on food. So this game is played in the sudden death mode, which means that if your starting town center is destroyed, then you lose the game. But here the players have 2 town centers, so I'm not sure if you need to destroy both town centers. I would assume so. And also in sudden death you cannot build any extra TCs. So normally this would make for an aggressive map, but here the players already have 2 TCs, so they can probably still boom quite a lot. Now we see that Tyrant has caught up in the villager count, is even a villager ahead now. And he's scouting with both scouts, although this one is just running around in the base. And we can see that clearly the players, they are a bit troubled by all the actions they have to do, so they're not moving the sheep here. The other town center, Tyrant Q is going for a second lumber camp already. I don't think that is necessary. I think you could just go for 1 lumber camp and collect wood with maybe 4 or 5 villagers there, instead of building a second lumber camp. So he's playing both of his bases like you would play with 1 TC, but of course you have 2 TCs, so I think this is not ideal. And Freddy, he also has 2 lumber camps, so once again, I don't like this too much. I think the players will have too much wood and not enough food. But let's see. None of the players have taken a boar yet, so they are probably so busy just keeping their base running that they haven't gone for the boars yet. But also on this map it looks like it's only 1 boar on each town center. Freddy trying to shoot, almost killing the scout of Tyrant Q. Going for a mill now, and of course with 2 scouts you could team up both scouts and go to try to snipe a villager. But so far the players are moving their scouts separately. So yeah, now let's look at the map a bit. So there is a hill, a huge hill in the middle with 2 relics and a little bit of gold and stone, but all the other resources are more towards the edge of the map. So this could be a big battlefield here in the middle, but it's more important to secure the edges where there is a lot of stone, it seems. Yes, 2 large stone piles for each base and just a little bit of gold, but there's more gold and stone towards the edges. So a lot of stone, it seems. It looks like there is more stone on the map than gold. And I don't like that too much, because then the players can build a lot of castles, but will eventually run out of gold to create military, so the game could be stalematey. Of course this could be good for Tyrant Q, because he is playing as the Koreans, and Koreans are very good with fortifications, with towers, castles, so maybe he will create a lot of castles and towers here. On the other hand, Freddy playing as the Malians, they don't typically go for castle units. They have the Giberos, which are fine, but usually Malians, they go for cavalry. Let's see now. Ooh, there's a boar lure. Well done. Nice lure. And some idols here. Actually, Freddy has 7 idols and Tyrant Q now has 11 idols. That's a lot. And the players are already on 36 and 38 villagers and still not advancing to the feudal age, because they spent all their food on villager production. So probably they can both easily go for a fast castle here. Yeah, and both have a lot of wood as expected, because they have 2 lumber camps. So Tyrant Q now building a barracks. Maybe he's going for a rush, but he needs to fix his idols. 8 idols at this stage of the game is quite devastating. But maybe that's because he's playing with the Food Please computer. So Food Please also usually has loads of idols, and so Tyrant Q may be just taking over the bad habits of Food Please, or maybe it is just the computer that is causing these idols. But now he fixed them and it's okay. And Freddy fixed his idols as well. Taking the second boar. Tyrant Q. I'm not sure if Tyrant Q took a boar yet. Probably here somewhere. Now he has idols again. And building a lot of farms. I could maybe instead go for these ibex. This would be more efficient than to create all the farms. Anyway, he is in feudal age and he does have the resources to click castle almost immediately if he can get up the buildings, but because he has seeded so many farms, he's now lacking the wood, and that's quite a bad play, I must say. He should know better. And Freddy has enough wood and enough food, just lacking a little bit of gold, so I think Freddy will be up to castle age earlier here. If he... now he has a goal as well, so doesn't even need that second mining camp. If he can put down the buildings quickly now, I would just go for a market and blacksmith. Oh, but he could also go for a stable maybe, as he has a barracks already. So far I don't see him building the necessary building. Instead he's going for eco upgrades and spearmen. I don't like that. Should just click up to castle age. He could scout that Tyrant Q is also not doing anything. And wheelbarrow takes a long time, so all his resources are just sitting in the bank. I don't like it at all. Now doing an archery range. 3 archery ranges and a market. Okay. So he is going for archers or maybe even calf archers. And now still has 9 idols again. And Tyrant Q has clicked, maybe he's clicked up to castle age. He has no food anymore. No! He queued up 6 scouts. I don't like that, and he's not using all the gold. He could have been halfway up to castle age already. Instead he is going for double stable scouts. But I think it will be difficult to do a lot of damage here, because the players have 2 TCs and Freddy is already expecting the scouts. So he is building spearmen. But still, if the scouts find the woodline here or here, they could do a lot of damage. But Freddy now clicked up to the castle age, and I think the scouts of Tyrant Q need to move out now, otherwise they will be too late. And Freddy then can just go for knights once he hits the castle age. So let's take this brief low in action to talk about the players a bit here. So going into this match, Tyrant Q is probably the favorite because he has beaten Freddy 2-0 in the group stage, but we also have to consider that Freddy has consistently practiced over the last weeks and months, whereas Tyrant Q has been idle. He has been very occupied with his girlfriend, and he's just barely played, so he could be a bit rusty here. And Freddy should be super sharp and probably stronger than he was in the group stage. Now, this could be the engagement. The Spearman trying to get in a hit, getting not even a single hit on the scouts. And this is actually scary. These are 10 scouts. If Tyrant Q micros them well, yeah, picking up off nothing so far. Taking a lot of damage now under the TC. Losing one scout, losing probably a second one. He does now have the armor upgrade, that's good, but Freddy is now in the castle age. And Freddy going for crossbowman, but for skirms as well. And for loads of archers. So he will have... Oh, look at that! A quick wall, I like it, but the scouts will break through, but they have to retreat because they cannot fight these 3 spearmen, I would think. Especially not under the TC, and it's a massacre. All the scouts just going down. And that's 800 food down the drain for Tyrant Q. But Tyrant Q somehow he managed to get up to the castle edge anyway. I don't think he used a market, no. So he's not using his gold. He just used farms to get up to the castle edge, probably idled the TCs. Yes, 5 villagers behind now. And well, it's not the end of the world, at least he's clicking up. He had the momentum for a bit, but now Freddy's okay, Freddy still doesn't have crossbowman because he has queued the upgrade behind a lot of archers. So that's a bit unfortunate, and certainly something that Freddy should try to fix. Yeah, ooh. He has 3 archery ranges, but he's only using 1. And he's creating 8 archers before the crossbowman upgrade will come in. So by that time, Tyrant Q will also already be in castle age, and Freddy might have missed his opportunity to do damage here. Now moving forward with the archers, but if it's just archers, scouts with armor upgrade can pick them off. And the archers also lack Botkin arrow. Ooh, is there a hole? Yes, there's a hole. Oh, why is there a hole? Okay, but Freddy doesn't notice it. He's attacking the wall. Oh no, now he sees the hole. And Tyrant Q should see this. Yes, he's reacting. Not with this villager. Okay, Tyrant Q losing a villager here, and that's actually the first villager of this game that's going down, I think. And it's for Freddy, so it's looking very good for Freddy now. He certainly is in the driver's seat. He has a slight villager lead and a huge military lead. 0 military for Tyrant Q. He's going for some quick walls, but he needs a house here. Yes, very good. But this crossbowman should just shoot the house, or they just move through the TC because there's not many villagers here. Yeah, okay, now he's giving Tyrant Q some time to run with the villagers. He should certainly, yeah, maybe build a mining camp. What? No, you can't mine here, the archers will come in. Okay, I didn't notice that. So Tyrant Q has collected enough stone for a castle. Now they move in. Ah, this will be a massacre. I don't understand why Tyrant Q is just mining here. Now he's moving. How many villages will go down though? This must be... Oh, but we're missing a counter raid maybe? No, nothing. So... Ah, what? No villages going down. Yeah, that's not a very good micro from either player. There should have been some dead villagers, but of course the villages should have run in the first place. But Tyrant Q now playing very passive, just walling up, and of course if there's a hole then these walls are ineffective. I mean the enemy army is already behind the walls, so at this point you should focus on military instead of walling. And I don't see that from Tyrant Q. He has 4 military and it's 39 for Freddy, so that's a 40 population lead and a 33 military lead for Freddy. Where is all the military? Okay, it's here, just idling. That's not good. And there's some knights for Tyrant, but they will do nothing against this mass of crossbows and pikes. And yeah, once again, the raid is coming in, and finally, first villager has been picked. Second villager here, maybe a third one. No, Tyrant Q can flee, and now the knights might catch out these crossbowmen in the open. And in small numbers, of course, the crossbows are helpless against the knights, and all of them will go down without killing even a single knight. So that was a good engagement for Tyrant Q, and maybe he can come back, as it's now 14 military to 39, and knights, of course, they are stronger than crossbowmen, but they need the second armor upgrade if he wants to engage these crossbowmen. And okay, well, equally Freddy should definitely click Botkin arrow, but even with just fletching in these numbers, crossbowmen have an easy win. And once again, Tyrant Q has lost valuable military, but what is this? Tyrant Q, he is creating patterns, 4 patterns. Okay. Maybe he wants to pettard down the TC of Freddy, but of course, yeah, it's sudden death, but Freddy still has a second TC that Tyrant Q probably also needs to bust down. I don't think he can do both of them at the same time. Freddy now advancing to the Imperial Age, still a villager lead, still a considerable military lead, but he stopped producing for a while, so Tyrant Q is slowly catching up. But now he can move in with his crossbowmen. Is there a hole? No, but I mean, these palisades will go down so quickly. Just watch them melt to these crossbowmen. If Freddy engages, no, he's not engaging. Maybe he's attacking this palisade. What? He's losing a lot of time here. And maybe this will give Tyrant Q enough time to mass knights and eventually fight crossbowmen, but this is something I don't like. Tyrant Q has gone for the attack upgrade before the second armor upgrade, and he still doesn't have enough knights to engage here. What is he doing? He's just losing one, losing a second, almost. No. So he needs at least, I would say, twice the number of knights before he can even think about engaging this. And here Freddy's even microing, and yeah, it's just lost 3 crossbowmen and all the knights are down, and with that the game should be over, I would say. Oh, but oh, look at that! Tyrant Q is in, petarding the TC of Freddy, and meanwhile Tyrant Q losing all the villages, and oh, and that was the imp TC for Freddy. What a disaster. And is the second DC safe? Okay. Oh! There's... Okay, let's look at the fog of war. He can see them. Freddy can see the petards. Petards are moving in. No! Freddy has no idea now. He sees it. Game over. I am speechless. So, Tyrant Q wins the first game by petarding down both town centers of Freddy. Unbelievable. And yeah, I mean, I almost missed the petards walking in, and probably it was the same for Freddy. He was microing his archers here, killing a lot of villagers, probably feeling very good about this game. He thought, okay, no way, Tyrant Q can win this now. I'm so far ahead in villagers, in military. Let's go to Imperial Age and trap Tyrant Q down. But it didn't happen, because Tyrant Q, he had a brilliant plan. He was just distracting Freddy with his army, and at the same time he moved in with his deadly pincer move. Petards from the right. Probably they walked through somewhere here, just evading the castle, killing the first DC, and then Freddy, he panicked and he built the second castle to protect his other DC, but of course it was way too late, and Tyrant Q came from the left. He knew there was no castle and busted down the second DC, and the game was over. Incredible and very, very well played. I mean, the strategy was brilliant. This is the first game where the game mode actually mattered. So the previous Regicide and Sudden Death games of this tournament, they were just fought out like a normal game, but here Tyrant Q has thought about the game mode, and I really like this, and this has earned him a victory, because otherwise Freddy would have had this game. Okay, let's have a quick look at the stats. So yeah, way better looking for Freddy. Economy wise, Tyrant Q only had more food because he went for knights, but Korean knights, not ideal, and maybe he should have gone for war wagons here, because the war wagons would have been very good against the crossbowmen. But in the end it didn't matter, of course, because he had another strategy in mind. And yeah, what a crazy game. I loved this game. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I'm looking very much forward to the other games of these players, because remember, it is a best of 5, so still up to 4 more games to play.